sure it's gonna work? It's for a big client.
I hope so. Otherwise, we're
A couple of months ago, we received a request from Viltrox to create a commercial for one of the new lenses they were creating, and you had a quite bold idea, Morten.
Yes, I think Viltrox is one of the coolest lens manufacturers at the moment, and a cool lens manufacturer deserves a cool commercial. So I had some cool ideas, and I think lens commercials in general are quite boring.
Yeah.
Just have a look at this, like Sony lens commercial, for example.
No, but I think like it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice photos and everything, but it's just so slow and generic. There's no passion.
Why are you so angry, Morten? Okay, so if this is boring, what are you gonna do to make it more interesting?
I want to have the lens in focus, right? Like, it's all about the lens, but the lens is often like drowned by the camera and the photographer and everything. So I wanted to get really close to the lens. So I had some rigs that I wanted to use, and also this lens to blend 3D with the real world, which would allow me to go really close to the lens. So I built this. It's just out of camera body cap for a Sony camera. And then you can attach that to the camera, and you have a tracking lens.
Actually, everything is tracked now.
The idea was to replace this lens with a 3D model of the lens, which would allow me to go really close to the lens. Every time I direct a commercial, which is not that often, but I always try to do something different. As long as there's a bigger chance that you think you will succeed than you will fail, then you should try.
It's gonna take a lot of editing, this one.
Yeah, I think our project is quite ambitious, so it can be really bad, or it can be really good.
When we work with Viltrox, we get this list of selling points. That's what they want to show with the lens. It's a framework that you have to follow. From passion to vision, that was like their slogan on this lens. So I want to really show people enjoying using the lens.
What kind of scenes are you planning?
To make a commercial seem high production value, you could say, you want to have as many different scenes, especially in a commercial like this, as possible to make it seem like you've been all over the place. Viltrox wanted to really show that this is a portrait lens, but that it can be used in different scenarios. So we landed on 4 different scenes. And the first one was with you, the ice skating scene. And of course, Yin Maria is a great ice skater, which we've seen before. It's like 3 years ago since we shot her last time, but we decided to do it again.
Yin Maria is our editor, just so you know.
And then we wanted to shoot 2 outdoor scenes in one day with Emma, our editor, as well as the photographer. We could have like a portrait shoot of a bride, and also they wanted some like for fashion photography. So in the fashion scene, we tried to play around with the existing lights in the city, neon lights and things like that, to add a bit of color. And we wanted to use our own crew just to save a little bit of budget. We tried to avoid it because all our videos on our website would be of like ourselves. But every other year or so, there's a project where it fits really well.
And it's fun. And I think also every filmmaker should try to be in front of the camera to just feel how it is. Then it's easier to direct other actors as well. And then suddenly you said, let's go to Mexico. I was like, how are you going to bring the whole team?
I can go there alone, get some shots that could really add another dimension to the commercial. Like we've been in Norway, it's quite cold, gray. So I wanted something where I'm guaranteed a nice sunset. Nature is my background as a landscape photographer. So I wanted to use my knowledge about like locations and how to get good nature shots into this video. But Viltrox said they didn't want like snow scenes.
Yeah.
So it was impossible to do that in Norway.
Okay, now we are inside Lørenskog Ice Hall. Here we're gonna film the first scene. And the lighting here now is not very flattering. So we're gonna do something about it. Let's see how it turns out. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Yeah, a little better. Doesn't look too much of a difference, but on the ice, you will see a huge benefit.
Wanted like this really like blue, cold kind of look to it, and also get a lot of close action of the ice dancing so that we could have some fast-paced shots to put in the commercials. I wanted to put the lens in the center.
Yeah.
So I thought, hey, let's just attach the camera to the camera so that the camera could move together with the lens. So the lens would always be stationary in the frame.
Yeah.
And this is an effect which has gotten really popular over the past few years. We did it with a small rig battery. I didn't want to use it too much because I think it's already overused, but I think it made a lot of sense in this video.
Very cool.
The coolest rig was probably the one where I had an Insta360 camera on the back because I wanted to capture the reflections. Because when you have the camera in front, pointing at the lens, then of course you're not going to see the actual reflections. So I had a 360 camera which could capture whatever was behind. I think Une Marie, she cut out most of that. There's only one really short clip of it.
Okay.
But I think the clips were really cool. And also we made a rig which was rotating around the lens. And that was really cool because that was a nice way to transition from one scene to another. But again, it was just like putting the lens front and center and really making it about the lens and making it seem like everything is revolving around the lens.
Yeah.
So I think it tied the 3D stuff together with the rest in a way nicely. So it was not just this super weird 3D stuff and then completely normal video, but it was just something that's like in between.
Yeah.
So on day 2, we wanted to shoot 2 scenes at the same day, which is always quite hectic, but we were using Emma, which is originally our editor. She was gonna act as the photographer, but this time we had rented proper actors.
Yeah.
It's relatively easy to replace this lens with a 3D version of the lens. And I want to dive into the lens and then turn around and come out on the other side in a different scene. But then when you get into the shot stops and then you have to continue into the lens. What happens to the background and the photographer and everything. So this is why I 3D scanned her. Just use photogrammetry, which is just taking a lot of photos with the normal camera. And then you use a software in post called Reality Capture. It will automatically generate a mesh for you, a 3D model.
A mesh is?
A 3D mesh is just a 3D object.
Emma is an object.
She's an object. And this is a bit complicated, but After we had a 3D mesh, I just projected this last frame from our actual shot onto the 3D mesh. So this way, the last frame and also the last frame with the tracked surface in Blender looks exactly the same because it's just projecting the colors from the camera onto the mesh. And then I had to do, of course, a bit of tweaking so that when we moved into a different position, that it looked still quite real. So here you can see, if you look at it from different angles, it looks completely stupid. Doing the photogrammetry, I did also a 360 image of the scene, which we used for lighting purposes mostly, and as a background in this case. But you can use this information that you capture with Insta360 to know where the light is and light the object.
It's getting complicated. Like if you are really into this, yes, maybe you understand, but maybe we should make the longer explanation on a new channel, maybe.
Yeah, 'cause I'm doing so much VFX work now that I've been thinking over the past few weeks that, hey, maybe we should make a VFX channel, which is from our real productions. Because I think there's a lack of there's a lot of good tutorials out there, but from real productions, that would be cool to show. Blender, DaVinci Resolve, Fusion, that mix. Actually, yesterday I created a channel on YouTube called Post Morten, which is actually, I got this idea for his channel because I came up with this name and I thought it was a really good name, and then I thought, oh, maybe I should make a YouTube channel called that name. But we haven't uploaded anything yet, probably when this video comes out. But if you go subscribe and you're interested in all this kind of advanced VFX work, we'll maybe make some videos.
Okay, for everyone who do not understand too much 3D VFX work, can you really simple explain what you did?
Okay, that's difficult. I replace the 3D lens with a 3D lens.
Yeah.
I got some help tracking it and put on a 3D lens.
3D software knows where the camera is.
Yeah. You do a 3D camera track and also an object track of this, because this is moving as well. So you solve for both the camera that's moving and the object. So you get a good representation of what's happening. And then once you get your last frame of the real video, I recreate the whole scene in 3D with the 3D object, Emma.
Yeah.
And the 3D camera, and everything is 3D.
Yeah.
And then we move in. Everything is still 3D, and then we cut, and we are suddenly in the other scene again.
That is filmed in another location.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you made the lens in 3D by scanning it.
The real lens, I actually got the file from Viltrox. I had a completely accurate lens. I just had to texture it, basically, put the material and colors on. Yeah.
Yeah. That was quite... I understand.
Yep.
Yeah. If I understand, then it's good.
So here you see the final video. The effect is 99% there, 95% maybe.
Okay.
There's still, if I could spend another 2 weeks, it would be perfect, but I didn't have time for that. So, but we also used the same technique, although a little bit simpler, for the intro shots.
But for how long is it real? Is it real all the way?
Yeah.
No,
No,
is
no,
it
it's fake all the way.
It's fake all the way. So he uses this.
Yeah.
Okay. But then my favorite, because it was so good, I did not think it was 3D. The one where you zoom in and click, click, click. One thing is to just do 3D because it looks cool.
Yeah.
You can show things that are really hard to show that are worth showing, like all the small parts, and it should feel solid, and also if it should feel fun to use. And how do you show this? Well, the best way is to go as close as you do here.
It would be really hard to do it in real video because her hands would be moving a bit.
It's hard to hold the
We
camera.
can put it on a tripod, but also when doing macro photography, especially in outside, like things are so dirty, you know? There's so much dust everywhere. So it's really hard to do those kind of shots, even in a studio. I was like semi-happy with this. I'm glad you didn't realize it was fake.
portrait isn't just a picture. It's a moment, a story, captured with precision, depth, and artistry. And behind every masterpiece, there's the right tool. Introducing the Viltrox AF 85mm f1.4 Pro, the new king of portraiture. As Viltrox's first full-frame large aperture lens in the flagship Pro series, it sets a new standard for portrait photography. The large f1.4 aperture delivers stunning subject isolation. Built to perform anywhere, it's dust and moisture resistant. Full metal construction remains lightweight yet durable, ready for any adventure. Custom FN buttons and click switch aperture control give you the flexibility to adapt to your style. For cinematographers, the 85mm Pro ensures professional-grade video performance with precise subject tracking and cinematic depth. This isn't just a lens. It's an extension of your creativity. From passion to vision, this lens empowers you to create like never before. Elevate your vision with the Viltrox AF 85mm f1.4 Pro.
Are you happy with the results?
I'm never satisfied.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's so much things that could be better, but I think overall, I think it worked. I think it's a lot cooler than if we'd just done a normal commercial.
Yeah, your goal was to be more with the lens, get closer to it and feel that it's the main character. And that works well here. You really see it's a lens commercial and not a camera commercial.
Experimentation is key to having fun and pushing my own limits. I think it's the most important thing you can do as a filmmaker.
It doesn't need to be for a client. It could be just a thing you do by yourself. Testing out and then you learn so much.
I'm sure you can check out the full commercial on Viltrox by now or on our website. We'll link it in the description probably. And subscribe to Postmortem, my new passion project.
And make sure to follow us on social media because things we don't show here on the YouTube channel, like for instance how we created this tracking shot in the beginning of the video. It was done like this with a really special dolly, like a snake dolly. We post things like that on our Instagram, views.no. You can also follow Aniak's YouTube on Instagram as well. And of course, if you haven't seen the Making a Film Company series, we show how it is to run a company. We are in season 4 now. There should be a link to the playlist somewhere here. Yeah. Okay, ha det bra.
Ha det.